What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another weather forecast here by Adrian's Weather Forecast. Today we're talking about the new pattern change here with this new incoming warm front for the eastern United States. It's also going to bring in some cooler temperatures for the western United States. We have very warm temperatures for the west and very cool temperatures for the east as of now, but that's actually going to flip around here in the next coming days here by 2 weeks. We'll be continuing to see this pattern change as well. Very warm temperatures are likely for the east and cooler temperatures for portions of the west. We might actually see those heat advisories and excessive heat warnings and excessive heat watches maybe extend now to the east and swap around here, and possibly going to have those heat advisories and all those heat alerts gone by the next coming days for the west, which is also a good sign here. So before we get into the video, please do not forget to like it, to subscribe, and also hit the like button to show your awesome support. And also don't forget to share the video and channel to anybody that you know will enjoy my daily weather forecast. Without further ado, let's get into a video. So here we are looking at the National Weather Service here. As you see, we do have currently heat advisories for portions of the western United States here. We have a section there for the western coast and also for the southwest and south central. So this means we're going to be seeing some slightly above average temperatures that could be quite slightly dangerous here. Some heat advisories all the way for the Bay Area, for California, through the plains, the plain area of California, all the way to the coastal areas of Oregon. And then we also have areas like the southwest and south central under these heat advisories, and even we have an excessive heat warning for portions of Texas there. So we are going to see this kind of swap around with those warmer temperatures move a bit more to the east there, and then we have an incoming cooler air pocket moving into the western United States here by the next coming days. So this is the 6 to 10 day outlook, and as you see, we're seeing a huge swap. Extremely warm temperature will be hitting in for portions of the eastern United States there for the next 6 to 10 days, so June 27th to July 1st, and then we'll have an incoming cooler pocket of air into the Pacific Northwest there moving in. So we're going to be seeing some very warm temperatures for these general areas out here for the northeast here and portions of the eastern United States there. So we're going to kind of swap around there. So we're actually going to be seeing a 70 to 80% chance for above average temperatures for portions of the mid-Atlantic and northeast. And then we're also going to be seeing a very widespread 50 to 60% chance. But as you see, it's going to be very hot here. And then we'll be seeing some very cooler, very cold temperatures moving in with a 60 to a 70% chance there for below average temperatures. So we're going to be seeing warm temperatures into the east, moving in even portions of the central plains there, and even portions of the west, but not as bad. But huge pocket of cooler air. So we are going to be seeing this low level jet and this jet stream kind of this ridge going like this here. So we're going to be seeing a different ridge pattern as well. We're going to have it kind of going like this, keeping in that warm air anywhere outside of that low level jet. And it's going to keep in quite a good of cooler air there for the next coming days here, which will average out into below average temperatures for portions of Idaho, Washington, Montana, all those areas in the Pacific Northwest. As we now check out the 8 to 14 day outlook, this looks a lot more defined. We have a lot of cool air moving it all the way for the Mexico border to Canada border, so it is going to be taking over much of the west there with 40 to 50% of above average temperatures, maybe even 50 to 60% chance as well. So we're going to be seeing a lot cooler air compared to this week for the west. So basically, if you're in the west, you're going to be seeing a cool down, but you just got to be patient with this. It is going to finally come, but it won't be as intense. It'll probably like a couple degrees below average. You won't really feel a difference, but it's better than being above average. And then we're going to continue to see these very warm temperatures. Mainly, it's going to be for portions of the northern United States or the northern really the Great Lakes and also the Northeast. You guys are going to be really getting the worst of this warm air, really. We're going to see a widespread area of 50 to 60% chance, but we have also this pocket of a 60 all the way to an 80% chance for above average there for that general area in the Great Lakes, Mid-Atlantic, all the way to the New England area. So this is really going to be really the worst of the heat is going to be right here, basically. But it doesn't mean you're not going to be seeing a huge widespread above average, because a lot of these areas, all of these states are going to be seeing above average. But just the worst of it, the worst of this heat is going to be maintaining right here. Doesn't mean they're going to be way warmer than the south. Just means they're seeing a bigger jump compared to average. So they can be possibly 8 to 12 degrees below average, and then here can be 3 to 5 degrees below average. So huge pattern change here with this incoming ridge like this. This is going to continue to develop and can bring in some cooler air for the next coming days here. So it can completely change this pattern change, or this pattern here that we have this week that's going to completely change. Let's go and check out the temperature anomaly here. As you see, what we're seeing next coming hours, we're going to be seeing a huge incoming cold front for the central United States here. Like I said, we're seeing very warm temperatures for portions of the western United States right now. And we're also seeing some warmer temperatures, some spotty warm pockets of air for the northeast. But mainly seeing a pretty average to slightly below average temperature United States here. But as we now get more into next 66 hours, this is also by June 25th. So this is before the 6 to 10 days. As you see, very, very warm western United States here, extremely warm, and a very cold eastern United States. That's going to completely swap around by later this week. As you see, completely different pattern change. Now we're seeing warm pockets of air coming towards the eastern United States, and also warm pockets of air into the western United States. So now it's completely changing this pattern change here. Very warm temperatures for portions of the east, and very mainly cooler temperatures for the west. But doesn't mean we're not going to be seeing a spotty cold areas for the east. It's just going to be averaging out to be above average for most of the time. And then we have huge warm pockets of air, spotty, above average temperatures for portions of the east. And then we have the below average temperatures coming towards the west here. This is by July 6th. And as we continue to move into more, we have some kind of averages out. So it's not a huge big weather pattern change where it's 20 degrees above average in the east and 20 to 30 degrees below average in the west. Something like that. It's just that's why we're not getting up to the 90, 100% chance for above average or below average. It's just going to be kind of like above average there, slightly above average or moderately above average, and then cooler here. But we're going to see a huge cold front though for June 30th, possibly 16 degrees below average. Let's go and check out now the real-time temperatures really quickly before you end this video. It's going to be a really short video. Let's go and check out the shaded temperatures here to see exactly compared to this week how the temperatures really change. So let's go and check out this right now. As you see, we're seeing triple digits by this Thursday, almost surpassing 110 degrees for portions of the west right now. Very, very warm temperatures. And then we have the east where it's below average. We're seeing 50s and 60s, almost a 50-degree difference for across this country. But as we now move more to June 27th, we kind of have a bit of a pattern change. Now we're seeing, look, 90s. We're seeing triple digits for Florida. I believe our first triple digits this year for the eastern United States here. And look at this. We're seeing 40s coming back into the Pacific Northwest. So here we have this incoming cold air right now. Incoming cold air and this incoming warm air right here. Warm air, cooler air. It's going to be heading to the same general direction, but just different regions here. As you see, we're not going to be reaching 30s. We're going to be seeing 30s in almost July here as lows. As you see, very warm temperature for the east, and the cooler temperatures right here. We have the very cold temperatures heading this way. Look, it's going to be basically right here. We have very cold temperatures. Look, we're not seeing those triple digits anymore. We're seeing 80s and 90s instead of triple digits, which is a huge difference. And now we're seeing the triple digits and 90s for a portion of the southeast. So huge temperature difference here. Here you have the cold air, 40s, cold air, and then we have the warm air or hot air right here. It's very, very impressive pattern change here. Just completely changes. Look at these lows. We're seeing 70s as lows for the east now, and then look, 50s, 30s, 40s as lows in the west. Absolutely crazy there. And then this pattern change kind of comes back to normal by July 2nd. We're seeing a huge difference in temperatures here, just completely just surpassing 115 degrees at that point for the west. And look at this, now we're seeing only 70s and 60s as highs for the east. So then we kind of have a little small difference there. Look at these temperatures for the west though, 112, 115, and it kind of stayed like that 108, 116 degrees kind of. So we kind of had this warm air heading back into the southwest by July. So you definitely want to enjoy this cold air, but and while it lasts in the Southwest, because when this warmer comes back, it's gonna be completely different and a lot worse than it is now. Bye, guys.